Hello everyone, welcome back to the Violet Hour. I'm Bilicium, and today we are continuing with Super Mario World. In the last episode, we finished Butter Bridge and Butter Bridge 2, and we never have to go back and look at it ever again. Hooray! In this episode, we are in Chocolate Island 3, and just so that you know, I am doing a voiceover in this episode just like the last one, because I did this pretty much on the tails of finishing Butter Bridge 2. And so I had it caught that my audio had failed to record. There are a few things that I would like to say in regards to this level. This level was not super hard. However, it's been so long since I had played Super Mario World that I remembered that you could like fly a pretty good distance and you could keep yourself coasting for a long period of time, but I couldn't remember how. So I was through the majority of this playthrough failing to actually fly properly, I would say. Basically, I was just using the coasting that it does. So like when you fall with the cape, you fall slower, as you can see there. So, I mean, that was pretty much the majority of, or the extent of me using the cape. And lots of fancy footwork there. Lose the Yoshi, lose the cape, gain it all back. So one of the biggest issues that I had with this is not remembering how to fly. And as you can see there, I just really overestimated my coasting abilities. Had to try though, had to try. So I ended up stopping recording at some point, or not stopping, but just taking a break. And I went and looked up a tutorial on how to, because like I said, I knew it was possible, I just didn't remember how to do it. And I'm going to give you guys that tip as well, just so that if you guys are playing this game or if you're struggling with flying, the big thing is when you go to fly and you basically run until you have his arms like T-posed out running. And then when I think it's hit A to fly, you grab like the tail ends of the cape, right? At that point, you want to use the control stick. Again, this is Switch, so I don't remember with the original controller if it's the same way. But you want to take the D-pad on the left side and you want to click back, like the back button, as if you're trying to go backwards. And it gives you that buoyancy where you hear it in the game where it goes ba-wah, ba-wah kind of thing. Sorry, that's my sound effect for it. Ba-wah, ba-wah. So you basically want, not that sound, but you basically want to hit like the back, like you want to click it backwards for him to keep buoyant in the air. And it'll help you stay in the air for a greater period of time. Now, when I was younger and I played this, I think one of my cousins had shown me that technique. And so what I had done is pretty early on, and I think this is how I actually did well in this game as a kid. So here you can see he's grabbed it and I can't remember to push backwards. So I just completely bombed. That's what I was talking about. Like the level isn't super hard and I was able to do it pretty well, but I just couldn't figure out how to fly. I think it took me a total of maybe like 4 or 5 times before I got it through my head that that was what I needed to do. But I cut out a majority of the playthroughs in this level just because I didn't really feel like it was necessary to show you guys me getting all the way to the end and then not sticking the landing, so to speak. What else did I want to talk about? So besides talking about this game and this level, and I will actually get back to kind of like pointing out what I was talking about with the flying. It only took me, what, 17 episodes to figure out how to fly in Super Mario World. But besides that, when it comes to my schedule for the summer, I know a lot of people right now are on spring break. They're on summer vacation, and so I don't know if you guys will be watching or not, but in case you are kind of curious what I'm doing for the rest of July and August, Vampire is going to be consistent on Sundays. We're getting close to the end. I feel it. I keep saying that. The game just keeps going on, and I'm like, oh, next chapter. Okay. But I do feel like we're getting to like some kind of conclusions with the series. I'm waiting for there to be like a great like reveal, you know, at the end, like this was all so-and-so's doing kind of thing. So I'm really excited about that. Tuesdays are going to continue to be Death Note until I've completed it. I am actually putting out very long episodes of Death Note. Don't ask what I'm doing here. I'm just frustrated with this turtle because this turtle doesn't go away. He just keeps coming back, and it doesn't matter how I kill him, he just keeps coming back. So I ended up just messing around with this. I do know, like, it was kind of funny, and I think this is the run that I did it in, but I sort of figured it out there. I kind of figured out something was going on. Oh yeah, this is the one. So we just basically played soccer with each other. And I thought that was really funny. So I did want to keep that in just because I thought that was really funny. Like they're playing like kick the shell back and forth with me. And what was the other thing? Even doing that, he comes back. I know, kind of pointed out when I was watching the edit, I was like, did he come back even after like power stomped him? And if you look there, he's at the bottom of the screen. So even power stomping him, he doesn't go away. He was just like permanently there, which is so annoying. Yeah. So that's the only reason I kept this one in. It's just because I thought that was really funny, them kicking it back and forth trying to kill me. And they almost did. So besides doing that, in this level here, Chocolate Island 2, we beat it one way, but there were two different ways to play this level, and I wanted to go back and see if there was like a hidden secret path. So you'll see I'm not collecting any of the coins at all. I just grabbed a Yoshi so that I can make it to this part of the level. Which I really liked this one, and I had wanted to complete it anyways just because I thought it was super fun. But I also wanted to find out if it would open like a second path for us. And unfortunately I lost my Yoshi. Yoshi's always the great sacrifice in my playthroughs. That's why I love him so much. So you can see it wasn't super hard. You just need to not be so dancy with it like the way I was originally. I kept kind of like dancing back and forth and trying to hit all of the flying Koopas. And it brings you to the same kind of like water area with the mushrooms, so nothing changed there. And the end screen is the same too. You have like the same kind of final screen to this area. So I'm trying not to kill anything, just to see if that makes any difference. So yeah, so I went back to complete it the other way, and as you can see, it didn't change anything. So I don't know if maybe I shouldn't have collected any mushrooms in that water temple area, or not water temple, water area. You can tell I've played too much Zelda. It's a water temple, obviously. Um, yeah, so that didn't do anything for me. I don't know if it was supposed to, or if it was just two different ways you could play it to get to the same, like, next level. But yeah. So, besides that, oh, yes, so with my schedule, yes, Death Note is going to be continuing to stay on Tuesdays. I know not a lot of people are really into, like, horror, so I didn't want to make it, I didn't want to make my weekends horror-based with Vampire. I don't really consider Vampire horror, in all honesty. Like, I feel like it's more, adventure than anything. I mean, I guess some people would consider it horror. It doesn't feel like a horror video game to me. So I don't feel too terrible having it on the weekends. But I do know, like, a lot of people, you know, during the weekends are with their family and their kids and stuff. And so I figured, just to kind of like keep things a little bit more family friendly on the weekends, I would have stuff like Mario, and possibly move Tears of the Kingdom to Sunday once I'm finished with Vampire. Like I said, I don't really feel like Vampire's super bad. Like, it doesn't go into like gory details. It doesn't have like anything super graphic. It is more like adult storyline. But I don't feel like it's like anything that would like traumatize a child. I feel like if anything, it would just bore them, which is fine by me. But yeah, so that's why I have it set the way I do. Once I'm done with Death Note, my plan is to go into the sequel of Death Note, which is NG. And then you can see here, you hear that noise? Wah. That's me clicking backwards on the joystick to get it to like lift me as I'm floating through the air. So yeah, that opened up the Chocolate Fortress, which is kind of exciting that you get a fortress and a castle for this level. And obviously, I am a perfectionist, so I'm not going to just accept that I beat the level and opened up the fortress. Oh no, I have to go back in and find out what those boxes were that we flew over in front of the gate. I remember when I was playing this, I was like, wait, what are those boxes? And then I went through the gate, and I immediately was like, oh no, I want to go back. I instantly regretted that I was successful in making it through the gate, because there were secrets that I didn't get to see. Yeah, so I had to come back, do it again. And this is actually a really good level. I talked about this last time about having a safety level. And this has actually been like a really good sort of safety level for me, because almost every time I come into this area, I get an extra life because of all the coins that I collect. But also, when you get to the end, there's a box, a green box with a star, white star, that has extra life in it as well. So every time you successfully play through the level, you get an extra 2 lives. And every time you are not so successful in getting through the level, you get 1 extra life to kind of keep you where you were. Yeah, see the green star. So that's an extra life as well. So yeah, so it's kind of a good safety level if it's a level that you are comfortable with. Oh, yeah. So I'm still practicing how to fly, which is a bit of a bit of a conundrum for me. So I'm actually not going to make you watch this level again. I'm going to cut to the end. So as you can see, the box had an extra life in it. But yeah, so I really wanted to know what those boxes were. So those three right there. And as you can see, they are more level ups or lives. So yeah, just like I was saying, this is actually a really good safety level if it's one that you're comfortable doing, just because you can get a ton of lives. And I thought that was really funny that, like, I was just talking about having a safety level, and then following up, I found this level was like actually a gold mine. So because I cut out a majority of the episode, I actually decided to keep in Chocolate Fortress just to give you guys an idea of what it looks like. And you can see I have 20 lives. I started with, like, I think it was 13, and by the time I was done clearing this level and doing that level, I was able to actually end up with more lives coming out than when I got in. So if you guys play the way I play, which is having safety levels, that might be a good level for you as well. But yeah, let's get into Chocolate Fortress. I always like these. I feel like they're hard, but they're like fun. So immediately, one of the first things that I said when I saw this was I felt like this was like Mario's version of Hansel and Gretel, because the castle looks like it's made of chocolate. And then, of course, like the spiky wood stakes were I felt like a nice touch to the level, because we haven't seen this before. We haven't seen like the spiky stakes in any of the other fortresses or castles, so they kind of created a new dimension to it. And yeah, I didn't know that falling in the hole would be instant death, but it is. So yeah, the castle I have lovingly renamed, or the fortress I have lovingly renamed, Hansel and Gretel's Fortress. And what else? I know I was talking about the fireballs. I didn't understand where the fireballs were coming from. I thought that was a little bit weird. And I think I made the comment right around here about how it seemed unfair how they could just impale you. But yeah, so you can see that's the end of this level, and you never get to find out where the fireballs were coming from, and I thought that was like super strange. What else do I want to say? Gosh, doing voiceovers is so hard, because like when you're playing, you don't notice when you go quiet because you're focused on playing, but watching my gameplay and trying to like talk while playing is I feel like I need to fill in the gaps. I actually think those little blocks are super, super cute, and I love the expressions on the blocks. I was thinking of making the thumbnail for the next episode just like all the blocks, all the little blocks and the big blocks, with all the different facial expressions they make, just because I think they're kind of cool. I haven't gotten there yet though, so I don't know what the thumbnail will look like, but that's kind of what I'm thinking will be kind of a cool thumbnail. And then this was kind of weird, like they make it so that like you almost have to jump over to get him to fall. Like, you see, and like, that was the only way I could figure out like how to do it to where you weren't instantly gonna just get crushed by him. And then it was way too late. I got rushed. I shouldn't have jumped. I should have waited. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. So pretty much, just as a recap, we beat Chocolate Island 2 and 3. We are now into Chocolate Fortress. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you will join me for the next episode. But until then, and as always, do take care, everyone.